Hi, today I want to talk to you about using the phrase on or before in our contracts. AAR says it's a bad idea. I wholeheartedly agree with them. And there's a few problems with it, not the least of which is that even if you use it, one party can't unilaterally cause something to happen on a date that's not agreed to specifically. So the example that everyone uses is, let's say a buyer and a seller put in a contract on or before October 1st, 2020. By some miracle, the lender on the buyer's transaction that they're selling gets theirs done on, say, September 25th, 26th. The buyer's like, outstanding, let's close on this one on the 26th and we can move into our new house and everything's gonna be great. Well, that's fine, except you got a buyer that, or a seller that lives in that house, and now the seller is like, I can't. I've got everything scheduled for the October 1st. That's the day that we're supposed to move out. That's the day we're set to move out. That's the problem you're going to run into. And the problem isn't really that these people have a problem with getting that worked out. We can help them work that out. But let's say that your buyer now has to go move into a hotel. They've got, 4 kids and 2 dogs, and they're going to have to move into a fairly expensive hotel. And now they're going to come back at you at some point and say, hey, help me out. Let's pay for a little bit of this and get me squared away because you made a mistake. And I was under the impression that I could unilaterally make them close and move into my new house. So I think you've not upheld your fiduciary responsibility to me. And now you've got a problem. Now you've brought some questions on yourself, the agent, and onto the brokerage, and the broker's going to have to try to defend this. And I don't know that there's a good way for us to defend that, because it is a bit of a problem. If we haven't explained to our clients that just putting on or before on it doesn't mean that we can force someone to do something before an agreed upon date, I think that's a problem. And I don't imagine that everyone is explaining to their clients that on or before means that you have to agree to do it as well as it being done on or before. So why not just keep the ambiguity out and just use a set date, October 1st, close of escrow date, period. And that makes things work a lot easier. If your buyer gets ahead, then they have the option to say, hey, well, I know we can close my house early, but I can't because I don't have a place to move. Or they can say, yeah, I'll just move out and put my stuff in storage for a week. We'll go stay at a nice resort and, make it a little mini vacation, whatever. But at that point, we've taken care of our client. We've done what we should do for them, and we're safe. The other problem that I hear talked about, and I've never had this really come up in the real world, but it's an interesting thought, is that setting something to honor before now sort of negates the time is of the essence, Section 8E of the contract. Now you're going to make it harder for yourself to enforce any of the timelines, because obviously the timeline is not set in stone in your buyer or your seller, whoever signed its eyes. They've got this open sort of relationship with time on the close of escrow or on the LSUs or whatever it is. So that's just another question that it brings in. It's just some more ambiguity, that using a phrase that really has no value, adds no value to our contract, other than it might show the other side that you're fairly flexible. Why not just tell them, hey, look, we're flexible on this date. We'd be glad to agree with you on this date, and not put into the contract this ambiguity that just does us no good. So think about that. If you have questions on it, reach out to me, 602-400-4376. If you're a JK agent, I'll talk to you about it all day. If you're from somewhere else, I'll talk to you about it. Be sure you get the advice of your broker as well, okay? Thanks a lot for your time. I hope to see you again soon.